older videos, we already talked about how to transform fractions, add fractions, subtract fractions, multiply and divide them, but we haven't really talked about how to deal with them when they're embedded in a word problem. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is the first video that you're watching from my channel. I make educational and motivational content, so if you don't want to miss any of my new uploads, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell icon. Now, like I said in the intro kanina, we're going to talk about fractions pagdating sa word problems, a number of options and how to understand them. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin. But before I do that, just a quick little plug. If you want to help support this channel and our cause to democratize education in the Philippines, one way for you to do that is to visit our merch shop and buy our merch. And those are things that I designed for this team, including yung mga mugs, shirts, hoodies, and other things like that. And the proceeds there go to our Hope Fund, which helps fund this channel and, of course, to sponsor and support yung mga scholars natin. Alright? So sa lahat ng mga bumili na ng merch, maraming salamat sa inyo. Sa mga bibili pa lang, maraming salamat din. And let's jump into our discussion for today. Alright, let's start with yung discussion natin on fraction word problems. Meron lang akong gustong unahin na i-explain, which is this. Ano yung challenges doon sa mga people who find it difficult? Okay? Now, the first challenge is this, understanding the question. Aminin natin that a lot of people struggle with word problems not because they are bad at math, but because they struggle with reading comprehension. Anong ibig sabihin doon? And again, I'm not judging people. I'm just saying yung aking observation sa ilang taon ko rin ng pagtuturo to mostly adult learners and people taking exams. Pag nakakita ka ng word problem, kahit magaling ka sa math, okay, kapag ang problem ay in English and you're not comfortable with the language, you will struggle. So, yun talaga yung unang problema. So, I really encourage you, I know math video ito, pero I encourage you to start reading kasi yung reading comprehension talaga ang pinakababaunin nyo sa ganitong klaseng tanong. At least yung translation man lang to your mother tongue. Kasi pag na-translate mo na siya to say Filipino or Tagalog, mais maintindihan naman na yung tanong. Now, the second challenge is determining the operations to use. Merong need for you to decide what you do with the information that is presented to you. Addition ba siya? Subtraction ba siya? Multiplication ba siya? Multiple steps ba siya? Okay? And we will talk about my tips pagdating doon later. Now, the third challenge is solving an equation with fractions. Dito na pumapasok yung technical na part. Like, how do I really add fractions, subtract fractions, multiply, and divide them? Paano ko i-deal itong mga operations na ito? So again, I already have the link dun sa fractions playlist natin. Dito sa taas, if you're watching this on YouTube, no, sa I-button, or sa description box. Kasi mas maganda kung ihiwalayin natin yun dito sa video na ito. Again, in this video, it's all about understanding and solving fraction word problems. Kung hindi pa kayo solid sa operations ng fractions, I really suggest that you watch the entire playlist first. Okay? So, panoorin nyo muna yon. Let's come back to this video kapag medyo may practice na kayo sa solving ng fractions. Okay? Now, babalikan lang natin yung isa pang video that is relevant to this. Again, nasa description box din siya. Ililink ko na rin sa I-button. We have yung equation construction tinatawag. Okay? Now, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, we have to be familiar with the words used sa mga word problems na magbibigay sa atin ng clue kung anong operation ang ginagamit. For example, pag A plus B, A and B, sum of A and B. And again, we have an entire lesson nito, nakalink na lang din dito tsaka sa description box. It's called equation construction. But basically, if you see words like that, ang ibig sabihin nun, ang iyong equation ay addition, A plus B. Kapag subtraction naman, it's A minus B, A decreased by B. It looks like this, A minus B. Okay? Now, kapag A taken from, subtracted from, or less than B, magiging B minus A. Okay? And then, pag multiplication, you have A times B, the product of A and B, or, okay, dagdag natin dito, the word of. So, kapag may problem na 2/3 of 75 is what number, ang equation natin would look like this. 2/3 of is multiplication. So, times 75 is what number? Okay? So, isosolve natin yan. Okay? So, again, of is also multiplication. Nag-a-appear din siya sa word problems. Kaya kapag merong ganyan, ang ating operation will be A times B. Or, sinusulat din siya as AB na lang. Okay? Magkatabi na lang sila. Now, kapag division, it's the quotient of A and B, A divided by B, A split by B. It basically looks like this, no? A over B or A divided by B. Now, exponents, radicals, parentheses, and of course, yung equals is, was, or were pagdating sa word problem. Again, hindi ko to hihimayin isa-isa kasi meron na tayong full video nito. Nire-review lang natin kasi importante siya for yung gagawin natin today. Alright, now, ginamit ko lang yung pangalan namin ha, pero hindi ibig sabihin yan totoo yan in real life, no? Ano lang, we're playing around with the figures lang. Pero basically, ang sinabi, ito yung mga kaya nilang kainin na pizza, tapos ang sabi sa dulo, the question is, how much pizza can they finish together? So, the word used was together. Pag sinabing together, ibig sabihin pinagsama-sama sila. Pag tinagalog mo to, gaano karaming pizza yung kakainin nila pag magkakasama sila. Now, the trick here is, kapag tinagalog mo siya, sabi mo pinagsama-sama, okay? If it's a combination of things, you're putting everything together, it's addition. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin ngayon, i-add natin lahat ng kinakain nila. Okay? Kasi ang gusto natin yung total nung kinakain nila pag magkakasama sila. So, isusulat lang natin isa-isa. So, you have 1/3 kay Abby. Tapos, idadagdag natin yung kay Leia, which is 1/4. Kasi a quarter is 1/4. A third is 1/3. Now, kung hindi kayo familiar with this, yung mga word forms ng fractions, I really suggest that you practice and you get familiar with them. Okay? Kasi yun talaga yung trick din minsan, kaya nahihirapan yung iba. Tapos, idadagdag natin yung kay Lyqa, 2/3. And then yung kay Zandy, which is 1/2. So, ito lang yung kailangan natin gawin. I-add sila lahat. Now, usually, what you would do would be, kunin mo yung LCD nila. And again, dito napapasok yung kailangan meron kayong experience sa pag-add ng mga fractions at komportable kayo doon. So, again, nakalink naman yung video natin on adding fractions. Kasi, hahanapin mo yung LCD. Now, ano yung LCD? Least common denominator, you have 3, 4, and 2. So, ang least common denominator niyan is 12. Now, yung mga nagsasabi, paano mo nalaman na 12? Again, meron na tayong videos dyan ha. Sipagan nyo lang ng paghahanap at panonood ng mga naunang videos. Okay? So, 12 ang LCD. Iko-convert ko sila lahat. 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 1. So, this is 4. Plus, 12 divided by 4 is 3 times 1. That is 3. Plus, 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 2. So, that is 8. Plus, and then you have 1/2 daw. So, 12 divided by 2 is 6 times 1. So, that is 6. Or, pag pinagsama-sama na natin, kasi again, pare-pareho na sila ng denominator, we just add all of the numerators together. You have 7 plus 8, that's 15, plus 6, that is 21. Okay? So, 21 over 12. Or, 1 and 9 over 12. Or, i-lowest terms pa natin, or 1 and 3 over 4, or 1 and 3/4. Okay? Now, paano naman kung exam, tas hindi kailangan na ipakita yung solution, nagmamadali ka, what do you do? Now, kapag komportable na kayo with your fractions and familiar na kayo doon, we can also use yung chunking na ginagamit natin na technique. Basically, pagsasamahin natin lahat ng kaya na natin pagsamahin. In this case, you have 1/3 and 2/3. So, ang gagawin ko lang is pagsasamahin ko na agad yung 1/3 at saka 2/3. Kasi ang 1/3 at 2/3, automatic 1 na agad yan. Okay? Now, dahil familiar na ako sa 1/4 at saka 1/2, and that ang 1/2 is 2 over 4, madali ko ng mental math na ang sagot dito ay 1 and 3 over 4. Again, it's the same thing, medyo mas mabilis lang. But this can only happen kung familiar na kayo with your fraction. So again, practice, practice, practice. May mga libre din tayong downloadable na worksheets sa www.teamlyqa.com. You can go there so you can practice yung ganito. Okay? Kasi kapag mas familiar ka, mas komportable ka, hindi ka natatakot sa fractions, so mas madali siya sa'yo. Alright, so ito yung susunod nating question. Sabi, if Mama G always buys 2 whole pizza pies, how much pizza would be left over after Abby, Leia, Lyqa, and Zandy have eaten what they can? So ngayon, ang iniisip na natin, hanap na yung tira. Okay, so again, dito na importante yung intindihin natin yung tanong. So, dalawa yung binibiling pizza pie, dalawang buo. Ang hinahanap yung tira. So, saan ba nanggagaling yung tira or yung leftover? It's basically kung ano yung meron ka, minus, right? So, ibig sabihin subtraction siya. Minus yung kinain. Now, ano ba yung kinain kanina? Sabi dito sa problem na to, meron siyang dalawang buong pizza pies, right? Now, ima-minus ko yung nakain, which is 1 and 3 over 4. Okay? Now again, even dito sa problem na ito, you have multiple ways of solving it. Some people would do yung i-convert muna nila sa improper fraction lahat, tapos pareho ng denominator. So yung 2 magiging 8/4. Now saan nanggaling yan? It's basically like this. 4 times 2, that is 8. Tapos, kokopyahin ko lang yung over 4. So, 8/4. Kasi ang 8/4 ay 2 rin. So, again, babalik na naman tayo sa kung hindi ka masyadong solid sa converting, transforming, sa paghahanap ng LCD, mahihirapan ka. Practice ang katapat niyan. Okay? Now, 8/4, tapos isusubtract ko ngayon yung 1 and 3/4 na i-convert ko rin sa improper fraction or yung fraction na mas mataas ang denominator, ang numerator kaysa sa denominator. Mas mataas yung number na nasa taas kaysa dun sa nasa baba. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, this will be 4 times 1, that is 4, plus 3, that is 7. Okay, over 4. So, ang gagawin lang natin, 8 minus 7, that is 1. Tapos, kokopyahin natin yung 4, 1/4. So, the answer is 1/4. Okay? Now, another way of doing this would be just to remove the 1 first. Okay, so tanggalin na natin yung 1 dito. So, magiging 1 na lang siya. So, now the problem is 1 minus 3/4, which, again, kung familiar ka with your fractions, madaling-madali na, the answer is 1/4. Pareho lang din naman. Okay, lalo na para sa mga exams na nagmamadali tayo. Okay, so the answer is 1/4 and subtraction yung operation. Now, i-level up natin, paano kung ganito? So, the question now here becomes this. Ilang beses sila nagpi-pizza night sa loob ng isang taon? Now, there are 12 months, right? In a year, na kung nagpi-pizza night sila once a month, ibig sabihin 12 times na nangyayari yung kainan na yon. 12 times, and narinig na natin yung word times. So, that is multiplication. 12 beses na uulitin natin yung leftover kanina, which is 1/4. So, anong gagawin ko para malaman ko yung total after a year? You multiply it by 12. Okay, now again, how do you do this? How do you multiply things? Nandun na rin sa explanation natin yan sa multiplying ng fractions. All you have to do is pagtatapatin mo sila. Now, itong 12 kasi is equal to 12/1. So, ano lang yan? Tapat-tapat lang. 1 times 12 is 12 over 4 times 1, which is 4. Para ma-convert natin to into a whole number, 12 divided by 4 lang. So, this is 3. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag pinagsama-sama mo lahat ng pizza na tinitira nila sa isang taon, aabot siya sa 3 buong pie. Okay? 3 whole pies. Now, dito tayo sa next one. Sabi, if Lyqa and Abby split the leftover pizza every time, how much leftover pizza does Lyqa eat in a year? Okay, so mag-iisip ulit tayo, magtatanong tayo. Kung ang total ng leftover pizza or tirang pizza ng pamilya is 3, di ba? 3 buong pies. At ito daw ay sinisplit. Okay, so pag sinabing split, ibig sabihin we are dividing or hinahati. Pag tinagalog mo siya, sinabi mo hinahati, ibig sabihin division yon. So, 3 divided by, ilan sila? You have Lyqa first and Abby. Dalawa silang naghahati. So, i-divide ko lang siya sa 2. And now, the answer would be, again, you can write this as a fraction. 3 divided by 2 is basically 3/2 or 1 1/2. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, si Lyqa, or ako, in total, kakain siya ng 1.5 na buong pizza sa buong taon kung pagkasama-samahin lahat ito. Okay? So, 1 1/2. Now, bakit? Kasi ito yung leftover pizza that Lyqa eats in a year. Now, here's the tricky part. Now, in this next question, ito na yung last natin for the sample set, no? Sabi, if Lyqa and Abby split the leftover pizza every time, how much pizza does Abby eat in a year? Now, yung iba sa inyo, baka ang nasagot ninyo is 1 1/2 din, kasi kalahati nung kinakain ni Lyqa di ba? Di pareho lang yon, 3 divided by 2. Now, tama ka kung ang nakalagay dito is how much leftover pizza. Pero hindi na siya leftover pizza. Hindi katulad kanina. Kanina kasi ang tinatanong, how much leftover pizza does Lyqa eat? Ngayon, hindi. How much pizza does Abby eat? So, dahil pizza na lang yan at hindi leftover pizza, and again, these are the little details, kaya nagkakamali yung iba pagdating sa totoong exam. Okay? So, you really have to be careful with that. Dahil doon, hindi na enough na alam natin na yung kanyang leftover pizza na kinakain, yung ambag niya or kinakain niya sa mga tira is 1 1/2 na pie. Kailangan pa natin idagdag yung kanyang kinakaing pizza in a year. So, this is a combination problem. Kasi hindi lang siya ito. Dadagdagan ko pa siya nung kinakain niyang pizza sa loob ng isang taon. Now, ang sabi kanina, unang-unang problem natin is kinakain ni Abby yung 1/3 ng pizza. Kaya lang, in a year, so babalikan natin yung ginawa natin kanina, i-multiply ko pa ito sa 12. Okay? Tapos idadagdag ko yung 1 1/2. Now, ang 1/3 times 12 is 12 over 3 or 4. Okay? Yung 4 na yan, idadagdag ko dun sa 1 1/2. So, the answer is 5 1/2. So, sa isang taon, ang total na kinakain na pizza ni Abby is 5 1/2. Pinagsama yung kinakain niyang share sa tira at yung kinakain niya kapag unang binili yung pizza. Okay? So, again, these are just examples. You have to really pay attention pagdating sa problems that you encounter in your exams. Okay? Now, the best way for you to gauge if natuto kayo is through a quick quiz. Alright, now it's time for your quick quiz. And if you're ready with your pen and paper, your timer starts now. Alright, let's see how you did. So, ito yung ating unang problem. Sabi, 2/3 of a school students are female. Half of them love math. Which part of the students' population are female and don't love math? Okay? So, now, we have yung unang information which is 2/3 daw ang female. Ang tinatanong, which part of the students' population are female and don't love math when half of them love math? Now, if you notice, there's a word here which I pointed out simula pa lang ng video of. So, kalahati daw nito. Half of 2/3. So, ang gagawin natin is to multiply this by 1/2 to get the girls who love math. So, 2 times 1 is 2 over 3 times 2 which is 6. Okay? So, 2 over 6 or 1/3. These are the females who love math. Pero, okay, and ingat kayo doon kasi medyo may tricky part dito sa tanong. Ang hinahanap is which part of the students' population are female and don't love math. So, kung 1/3 they love math, ano yung ayaw naman ng math or hindi love ang math. So, ang gagawin natin is just 2 over 3, which is yung total female, minus yung 1/3 who love math. Ang sagot ay 1/3 din. Okay? So, yan yung ating explanation. The answer is 1/3. Alright? Now, the next problem is a little bit more complicated, pero kaya natin to. Alright, so this is question number 2. Sabi, if 2/3 of the male population doesn't love math, how much of the entire school's population doesn't love math? Now, the first thing that you have to notice is that, sinabi dito 2/3 of the male population, pero hindi sinabi kung ilan yung male population. So, kukunin pa natin yun dun sa unang problema kanina. Now, if the whole population is 1, kasi yan yung buo, okay? Ima-minus ko yung number ng babae, which is, sabi natin kanina sa question number 1, 2/3. So, meron akong tira na ito yung mga lalaki, 1/3 of the whole population. Now, dun sa 1/3 na yan, ang sabi natin, 1/3 yung total na male population, pero 2/3 of them, again, the word of, yung say mo multiply natin, 2/3 of that are the people who don't love math. So, now you have 2 over 9 right here. Okay, as the males who don't love math. Okay? Now, ang next part here would be this. You have to look at the question. Ang sabi kasi talaga is how much of the entire school's population. So, kung ang sagot ninyo is 2 over 9, okay, kulang kayo ng step. Excited na naman tayo mag-shade. Dito nahuhuli yung mga tao sa exams. Kaya, honestly, sinunod ko tong question na to sa format ng things that you can expect sa mga college entrance exams, science high school exams, sa mga job application exams, civil service, every aptitude exam out there. Kasi huhulihin nila kayo dun sa tricky na terms. Kasi kung ang sinagot mo 2 over 9, nasa options siya, mali yun eh. Bakit? Ito lang yung males who don't like math or don't love math. Ang hinahanap yung entire school's population. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung 2 over 9, hindi pa siya final answer. Idadagdag ko pa kung ilan yung part na babae who don't love math. Now, na-determine na natin kanina na yun ay 1/3 or kalahati nung 2/3 ng population which is female. So, now I have to add itong dalawang ito. Now, again, i-LCD ko. LCD would be 9. So, that would be 2 plus 9 divided by 3 is 3 times 1. That is 3. The answer is 5 over 9. So, 5 over 9 of the whole population doesn't love math. Okay? Now, again, kung nabiktima ko kayo doon, that's okay. Bawi na lang tayo. I'll be posting more questions na lang on my Instagram account. So, if you don't follow me yet, you can follow me at Lyqa Maravilla on Instagram. We post yung mga questions sa quick stories natin doon kasi may feature doon na quiz. And of course, you can follow at Team Lyqa din on Instagram for the announcements and mga throwback quick quiz questions. We have a lot of questions lined up for you. And if you're on TikTok, you can follow me at Team Lyqa for the educational content, math, English videos, and other additional quick quizzes with explainers din. So you can follow me there. And at Lyqa Maravilla naman for the more personal stuff, motivational videos, tips, advice, at iba't iba pa. Okay? See you online. Alright, I hope you learned something today. If you did, click thumbs up. Make sure that you share this video with your friends and mag-exam din sila. Dati mas marami tayong matutulungan. And as always, if you want to reach out to me directly, get the reviewers that I made, join the online or live review events, you can go to www.facebook.com/teamlyqa. And if you want to help support the channel on a different level and be a channel member with all the perks and benefits, you can click right here sa I button to know more about that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe na and hit that bell. Marami pa tayong lessons na paparating and I would hate for you to miss those. At makita-kita tayo sa susunod. As you always say sa channel to, never stop learning. Adja, kaya niyan. I'll see you in my next video and bye for now.